Anyone can sell electronics. At Electronics Expo, they do more than sell products. They design, install, and support complete technology solutions. From home theaters and whole home audio to lighting, shades, automation, networking, security cameras, and premium entertainment systems. For over 22 years, they've helped thousands of homeowners experience technology at its very best. See the difference for yourself. Visit their Wayne or Paramus stores in New Jersey or shop now at electronicsexpo.com.
All right, let me get to the great KT McFarland. Love having her on every Friday. And it looks like, KT, as I complain to you every week about Iran, I do, but it looks like the president has finally gotten to where I've been for the better part of 2.5 months, right?
Yeah, but I want to get into that in a second. But I also want to just associate myself with all the remarks about the Italian Americans, because you may not know this, because my married name is McFarland, but my maiden name is Troya, and I am, on my dad's side, came genetically 60% Sicilian.
Wow.
My 2 Sicilian grandparents came over in before World War I.
I didn't know that. So you're not just Italian. You're a badass. You're Sicilian.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
no wonder Trump had you in those war strategy rooms.
No wonder we're winning all these wars.
Right.
But to get to
No, but before you get to Iran, then tell me, because you just admitted you're 60% Italian, but you didn't run over the mayor like the rest of us have been doing. You want to run him over?
Oh, I think it's not worth it. He won't be around for long.
You think he's going to win again?
I think he's. None of it's going to work. Okay, the flirtation with communism happened exactly in the same way during the Great Depression. And what was the cure of the Great Depression? Economic recovery. By the time you have economic recovery after World War II, after World War II, we hated communists at that point. So I'm not that concerned. I think it's a reaction of people who rightfully don't feel that they can afford the American dream. And whether it was the Tea Party originally that said we can't afford the American dream because of taxes, the economy, or now it's young people, largely young people, who are flirting with socialism and communism, it's because they can't afford the American dream. Once you can afford the American dream again, nobody wants socialism stuff. Just look at Cuba. I'm not as concerned with it as other people. I think it's going to be rocky for the next 3 or 4 years. But as the Trump economy kicks in, we're looking at a period that's going to be like a generation of peace and prosperity, a real prosperity.
I hope you're right, because I'm very concerned. Now, you're smarter than I am, I admit that, but I'm very, very concerned. It's happening in just about every state, and this guy, Mamdani, is a force. He's a force. And what bothers me is you got all these people in the media, okay? In the media. Italians, Irish, Greeks, Jews, Germans. He took them all out yesterday. All these communities, all those people I just mentioned, he left them off his immigrant enclave map. And yet you'll still see these people. Katie Honan, Irish, lives in the Rockaways. Can't say enough nice things about him. Even people like Marsha Kramer on CBS and others that dance around the issues with this guy. When is the media going to get as pissed as I am?
Oh, I think it'll come around. Just look at peak woke. We're way past peak woke now. And remember, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, oh my gosh, it was all about DEI and woke. And now people and companies can't run in the other direction fast enough. I think it'll happen with communism and socialism and the Mandamis and the AOCs of the world as the economy improves, and it will improve.
Okay.
All of the objective factors, we're just going to take off like a rocket ship.
Oh, God. Okay. That sounds good to me. And like I said, he's where I am now. He's been hurting him pretty hard. Hitting him, I should say, pretty hard the last couple of days. And, people call me all the time and they go, please tell me your friend. I hope he's still my friend. He stopped returning my texts about 2 months ago. I hope he's not mad at me and Mark Levin. But at any rate, I still consider him a dear, dear friend, and I still love him. I just disagree about Turkey. I disagree about Iran. I disagree the way he treats Mamdani. But I still love him. But I have a lot of friends who do text me every day. They go, please tell me, Sid, there's not going to be more ceasefires and extensions. I say, I don't know. That's up to Trump. But my gut is those are probably over. What do you think?
For now, I think it's hard to separate emotion from fact in dealing with these things. But let me just do some facts with you. Okay, so we have the negotiations He had the memorandum of understanding. We all knew it wasn't going to hold. But how did Trump negotiate it? He kept behind about 15-20% of the military target list. The military industrial base, some of the missile arsenals, et cetera. He kept those behind. Why? Because he wanted another card to play. He knew they were going to break the agreement, but he wanted the ability to then punish them. If you've already destroyed all of their military capabilities, then when they do something, they cheat, whatever they're doing, you don't have much left to go for. And then secondly, what did that month brought us with the memorandum of understanding and the ceasefire? Well, all that backed up oil that was in the Strait has all now gone off into the world. And so it's the price of oil, and that's where Trump will look. He always looks at the economic factor. The price of oil before the Iran war was $70 a barrel. Terrific. It's great for everybody, great for the economy. And then the Iran war, the immediate price of oil spiked up to about, $120 a barrel. And then with the memorandum of understanding, it's now gone down to $70 a barrel. And now in the last 48 hours, 3 days, it's gone back up a little bit to like $78 a barrel. Now, what does that tell you? That tells you that the shock, the oil shock, the ability of Iran to hold the world hostage because of the Strait of Hormuz has gone down a lot. Because what's happened in the last month? What's happened since the Iran war began? Saudi Arabia, UAE, Iraq, they've all looked at they're fast-tracking their existing pipelines, and they're building more pipelines. So they're not relying. In the future, they won't rely on the Strait of Hormuz. They're not going to trust it. So they're going to find alternative routes. Now, what does that mean over time? Iran's ability to hold the world hostage is diminishing every single day. Now, then look at what's happening inside of Iran. The estimates are that to rebuild, it maybe costs them, I don't know, as much as $1 trillion, some people think, not just to rebuild their military, but to rebuild all of the damage from the war. Now, if Iran starts getting oil income, what is it going to spend it on? They'll want to spend it on weapons to rebuild. Terrific. We'll just bomb those sites again. We'll bomb the nuclear sites again. And what happens to 91 million people who are already pretty stressed and strained if they watch their leaders spend money whenever they soon get money and spend it on the weapons and not on building bridges and factories and hospitals?
Nothing
You're going to
happens.
have a very angry population.
Yeah, but they're not going to do anything about it. They don't have guns. Who cares how angry they are? You're not going to, they just mowed down 50,000 in the street. And the truth is, in 2 years,
when do that again?
Of course they can. Why not?
Oh.
And President Trump is gone in 2 years. Not if, when he's gone in 2 years. If God forbid it's not Marco Rubio, or maybe I guess Vance. What do you think is going to happen?
I don't think the IRGC will last for 2 years.
Well,
I think there'll be a slow-moving coup. But, I mean, time will tell. Time will tell. As President Trump always says, we'll see.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned
the
IRGC. Yeah, we need to do some more damage to the IRGC. That's my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, you're very pro-Israel. I love that about you, and you love Bibi and all that. You're going to tell me now, please tell me, I should say, that despite what he said, because, look, Turkey was the host nation, they rolled out the red carpet, he went overboard with Erdogan. I don't care what anybody says. He did, just like he does at Mamdani. Take it easy. Calm down. He's not a good guy. In fact, Erdogan is a terrible guy. But move aside from that for a second, okay? Please tell me, KT, that Trump is not really going to sell F-35s to Turkey. Please.
Hasn't done it yet.
Okay.
All the people said, he's going to come out of that meeting with an agreement to sell F-35s to Turkey. Hasn't done it yet.
Does your gut tell you he's not going to do it? Does your gut tell you he's not going to do it?
If he does it, it'll be later, and it'll be with such preconditions that it won't be what you're talking about is, would it be a military threat to Israel?
Yeah.
I can't imagine President Trump ever putting Israel in a position where there's a military threat against a new military threat against Israel. His whole career of his presidency has been protecting Israel to start knocking off the many threats to Israel. I don't think Donald Trump changes his mind. But if he does, it's only going to be because he's getting an awful lot from Turkey, and it's not going to be a threat to Israel. I mean, for example, I think Turkey is going to be essential in any kind of a post-Iran war deal. I think if Turkey joins the Abraham Accords, how would you feel about that? Turkey makes peace with Israel. Then it would be a very different dynamic. Turkey is...
Can't see it.
Look, Erdogan is one of the meanest, toughest guys I've ever met.
Yeah.
I've been in the room with him. He is just, I would not want to be around that guy in a dark alley. He's really tough. He's tougher than all my Sicilian aunts and all my Sicilian uncles. But I don't think Trump is ever going to do anything to endanger the security of Israel. And if somehow Trump gets Turkey and all these other countries to join the Abraham Accords, that's the best long-term prescription for peace and prosperity for the nation of Israel.
And if you love Trump, and most of my listeners do, it's a very pro-Trump audience, then you got to be thanking Israel today, because 2 different assassination plots to kill the president. Who got the intelligence? Not us. No. Once again, Israel were the ones who warned President Trump and America with the plan to kill him twice. So when people ask, I said this earlier to Brian Kilmeade, when people ask, what is this fascination with Israel? It's costing taxpayers money. They're committing genocide. Morons, okay, morons. They ask, what does Israel do? I don't know. Ask President Trump. They just saved his life, maybe.
And his family.
Yeah.
You know, those threats are not just to Trump. They're to the family and to the other senior leaders. Look, Israel's intelligence, Mossad, nobody can really figure out how or why. I mean, maybe it does. Maybe it's true that the Jewish people are the chosen people, but they are the smartest, best intelligence service in the world. There was a time when President Trump in his first term wanted to take out the Syrian airfields where Assad was using chemical weapons against his own people. And my responsibility as the Deputy National Security Advisor was to get in touch with foreign leaders and say, look, by the way, President Trump is going to do this. After the Tomahawk missiles were in the air, I had to call all the countries, say, look, don't worry, this is not World War III. We're just going after these sites. So I made my calls, and I couldn't get hold of the Israeli ambassador. I said, oh, no, we haven't let Israel know. And then I later saw the ambassador about a week later. I said, I feel just terrible. We couldn't get to you and forewarn you. And he looked at me with a smile, and he said, we knew. We saw the missiles go up. We knew exactly what you were doing. We didn't need the call. And I thought, right, once again, proving Israel Mossad is the best intelligence service.
They are. Not even close. And you're the best too, KT. So another excellent appearance here on a Friday morning. Love having you on. Have yourself a beautiful weekend. God bless Sicily, and God bless you. We love you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Take care. KT McFarland right there with us each and every Friday. How lucky are we to have that wonderful lady?
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?